as well as the recommendations for the conference. So, do you agree that we collect the remaining recommendations, refine it, and then publish it in our website? Anybody have a comment on that? Yes?
The people who send already the paper.
Yours already is included. Did you send it by email, by electronic copy?
Yes.
Then we have. But those who did not send it, I would recommend that you send it to us on our site, info@eascholars.org. I think is that available in the publication for the conference? Okay, good.
Is there a deadline for that?
Mohammed, what do you think? I would say that hopefully if you can send it by the end of January, it would be great, but maybe we're going to give another week of grace, period. But that would give you a whole month or more to do that. That's related to the resolution. And by the way, just looking at the resolutions, and all, it's really regarding Egypt and things that can be done to improve the quality of life, the economy, the healthcare system, as well as the engineering aspects. Looking at it, even though I'm an economist, I found that many of the recommendations look really very productive and very constructive and bring good ideas. And by the way, we have had many conferences of the Association of Egyptian American Scholars in the US and Canada in cooperation with the Egyptian scholars here, and many of them have been adopted. I remember seeing a report a few years ago by Dr. Mahfouz, who was cooperating with us about many projects that was generated and implemented that came out from our conference. Now, we are very fortunate to have this conference today in the National Research Center, which I believe is in the heart of research in our country. And I have a very special feeling, as I mentioned before, about this institute, because my first job when I graduated from college was here, exactly 40 years ago to the date. So I have a very high regard, and I also have a very high bias for the National Research Center. You got a great institute in this place. And I hope that this really will highlight the spirit of cooperation between us in North America and between our brothers and sisters, scholars here in Egypt. What else that we need to address?
We didn't finish the first one, the program. The recommendation. The recommendation, we say that we have to put it in practice. Practice, I give a recommendation.
Your recommendation, all of it will be published, and we are going to be sending it to the appropriate authorities here. That's what we always do.
Because this recommendation is including action. And the action is not to be understood now and to be taken now. It will be diluted in all the things that will be not clear. Only one.
Yeah, Doctor, by the way, I didn't get a chance to really introduce the rest of our board here. Dr. Ramses Toma from California State University. He is the vice president also of the association. He has been extremely active. He's one of the founding members of this association, and I would say lots of credit for this conference goes to him. In addition to that, we have Dr. Hani Ali, who is also have been in the committee with us running this organization over the last year. He's from George Washington University. It was really a big team effort. But to answer your question, Dr. Ramses Toma have a comment on it.
I would like to point just out there one thing as far as the difference between the recommendations and the implementations or application. We have no power power to say to any organization, whatever it's a university, a leading hospital, a pharmaceutical company, here or to the government officials, you have to deal with this, you have to do that. All we do is just posting our recommendation, publicizing what we did for the good of the cause, for the good of the cause of Egypt in there. The application, it's up to your group and or the organization that you belong to pursue the situation full vigor and with full force. The other point I would noticed from speaking to some of my colleagues at the universities here and so on, that simply we were lacking the publicity for, and that happened year after year. I'm a member of this organization since '74, and I got the Silver Jubilee Award from the organization in '99. Always I noticed that simply we did not publicize it enough for our program, for our meetings, meeting our colleagues from Al-Azhar University, Cairo University, Alexandria, Asyut, Aswan, and so on. And why, I don't know. We provided all the information since May. I have to fly from California during the semester, which is a very, very busy time of the year toward the end of the semester. We have had our preliminary session in Washington, D.C. I'm the only black sheep in the family. I live in California, and the rest of the group are very close to 2 or 3 states in here. We tried to do the best we could to publicize this meeting in here. Unfortunately, there are so many of you who told us we haven't heard about that, except possibly last week from the Ahram. How are we going to do? How are we going to present your findings, your research in 1 week? And we have October 1st as the deadline. I think it's a part on the local communities and organizations here. Once they got the word in June, publicizing that all over. I would like to get Dr. Hani to...
Yeah, I agree 100%, but one thing we tried to start something new to overcome this problem that we have. Yes, we are scholars and we don't have, but we are going to be forming a committee between our association and the National Research Center to see to it that at least our recommendations will arrive to the appropriate authority. And probably Dr. Osama Shabrawi will be leading a major role into this. But I think that's one of the positive aspects of this meeting here, is to form a joint committee between us and between the National Research Center . Yeah, okay, so what I'm trying to say, I just like to reinforce this, and I hope this will address your question, is that we need a follow-up, okay? And as much as you are interested, we are interested. I mean, we believe very much in seeing our mother country going the right approach. Egypt, as we in our session talked, has tremendous potential for progress. There are few things that can direct us. I mean, we don't want to be left behind in technology, in economic development. We have tremendous human power. To me, the 73 million plus that we have is a plus, not a minus for Egypt. They are very intelligent, but they need the opportunity, they need the technology to move ahead. Now, we live in societies which know how to use the technology, know how to use marketing, know how to use the latest. They are not better than us, okay? So I am very, very strong believer that if we have the right system here, because look at it, we as Egyptians living abroad, when we are in the right environment, we are the leaders, more than any other. So why don't we move this technology, these results to our country here? So we have as much interest as you do to see our country becoming back into the forefront of progress and civilization. And we can do it if we have the will to do it. So again, we are extremely encouraged. We also were very impressed about the research being done by our scholars here. There is tremendous work and very, very excellent research. So if we put our hand together, I know that the results will be great. Now next, and I don't want to keep you too long because I feel like we are standing here between you and the food, or me, the food, we have to delay it. Now each one of you will receive your certificate in the main lobby. Is that correct? Is it? Yeah, no, after. Not now. You don't get the certificate before, you get it after. So to be sure that you are here. That's one way we keep you to the last minute. Now I'm going to ask Dr. Muhammad Atallah to give a briefing about our annual financial report or our budget before we conclude.
Usually it's part of the concluding session of our conferences. We also talk about our association, and we talk a little bit about our financial report. And I believe the talk about our association, we have been talking about it throughout the conference and the different occasions. As we said earlier, our association was established in 1973 in Canada and the United States. And our major objective is to create a channel for collaboration between Egyptian researchers in Egypt and outside Egypt in North America. And we do that via conferences like this one, and via also the collaborative research between individual members of our organization and colleagues, scholars in Egypt. We've had this year, we had 2 successful conferences. We had one in Washington, D.C. in May. We had many scholars from Egyptians from all over North America attended the conference, and we had also Egyptian scholars from Egypt did travel to the States to attend the conference. And usually the success of any conference, not because of the organization of the conference, in my view, the success of the conference because of the contribution, your contribution into the conference. And if we can call that this particular one a success, this is because of you and what you've contributed to it. We operate on a budget. On average, our account has about $26,000 US, and we use these amounts to organize our conferences. We also use it for financial contributions in certain incidents, like this year. We were honored to contribute to the Library of the Alexandria, about $6,000, I believe, on the Scholars Program. We also maintain our website, and we publish our information on the website. We issue some publication. We had a publication called Lotus, Egypt Lotus, that was published jointly with another organization. And we organize a biannual election as well, and our election is upcoming in January. So that's basically our report and our organization. I won't bore you with any more detail than that. And I wanted to, again, stress the fact that please, as Dr. Baghdad mentioned, please email us your full paper. That will be very valuable. It will be published in our website, and our plan is to produce a CD that will include all the papers and the resolutions, and it will be mailed to you. And at the end, before I conclude, I would like to ask our host, who was very generous and providing the facility and the help, to say a few words in conclusion. I would like to ask Professor Dr. Usama Shabrawi to please come and say a few words.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سيداتي وسادتي، نيابة عن الأستاذ الدكتور هاني ناظر رئيس المركز القومي للبحوث، في ظروف أرجو أن تعم